Welcome to the Bad Movie Night podcast, covering the worst movies you've never seen. We hope you enjoy listening to Bad Movie Night podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bad Movie Night Podcast. My name is Chris, and tonight I am excited because we have checked out the 2023 horror comedy movie, and that is, of course, Slotherhouse. Sloth. Yeah, I didn't pull a trailer, but I did. That was some sweet sloth action. You can't deny that for sure. All right, guys.
Yeah.
We're back. We are back for Slotherhouse. We are down one person. She couldn't handle the sloth action, and that is,
Too
of
cozy.
course, Lindsay Washburn of Iowa. They don't have sloths out there because I don't think they have anything.
They have corn sloths.
Corn and meth or something. That's about it, right?
It runs the economy.
Corn and meth.
And meth.
And that's
Sell
it.
to Nebraska.
And, you know, she probably was like, she didn't have a Hulu subscription. So she was out.
Can you get Hulu out there? I don't know.
Probably not. But that's okay. We're pushing forward. We hope Lindsay is good with her fake sickness she's putting up with in the comments of Slack tonight. Now, she said she was having a rough day. I hope she's doing well. But she'll be back next week. But that's not going to stop us this week from talking about the Slotherhouse, which was Rebecca's pick because she is the one and only Highlander, because there can be only one. Mm-hmm. What made you choose this movie, Rebecca?
Yeah.
Well, I kept seeing it advertised on Hulu. It kept popping up, and the pool of it got me. It was,
The pool. Are you a big sloth fan, would you say?
I mean, they're cute.
Yeah. They are cute. I'm not gonna lie, when this movie I was watching this, I pulled up, can I get a sloth as a pet?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna do this to you, so.
Well, apparently they are quite a bit of work to maintain a sloth, yeah.
Well, they have very low. Their diet consists of almost no calories, so they have to conserve energy by moving very slowly.
We're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there, Aaron.
Okay, sorry.
Tonight when we talk about
Sloth facts.
Sloth facts.
Sloth facts. But continuing the trend of selling out, we have covered a newer movie, Slotherhouse. I believe I had seen this before.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I feel like I did a video review of it when it came out, but I don't know. I didn't bother to go look, but I think I did at one point. But my experience may have changed watching this movie, and we'll get into that tonight.
It's a deeper cut when you do the second round.
The second,
Notice
coming
all
back
those
to
little
it
details.
with fresh eyes, I saw some different things that I don't know. Sometimes, what's that saying? When you peer into the darkness of the abyss, sometimes it stares back at you. You know what I'm talking about, Aaron? You had a colonoscopy recently, so you should know.
Cool.
Hopefully it didn't stare back at him.
It's
I was not awake during that procedure.
Steph she works at a doctor's office, and she gets to see colonoscopy pictures all the time.
Oh, fun.
Gets to see?
Yeah, because it's like in everybody's
that a
chart.
perk?
Because every man is like, it's not a perk.
We have a dental and vision plan, and you get to see free
And as
colonoscopy
many
photos.
colonoscopy pictures as you want.
Right.
She says they're all like just like these caverns, but I want to see the video start outside and
Just
go
YouTube
in.
it. Wait, what?
I'm sure it's on YouTube.
I want to
that-
see the
Chris,
beginning
use
of
that
the
for the
journey.
movie
And like a
credits. of one of your
doctor
movies.
waving and then...
Yeah, I want to see them like, hey, and then it turns to
Chris.
like, no, not it. Oh, no.
And you go into the tunnel, and then there's the credits come up as you're going, flying through the tunnel.
That's why we need to, AJ, we need to remake that movie with Dennis Quaid where he gets shrunken down and put in the bodies.
Yeah.
The
Fantastic
Incredible-
Voyage?
Yeah, but it's just like all about going to buttholes and stuff.
We're thinking of villains again. What about the Manscaper?
Oh shit! Shave my testes, and he's a
He
murderer.
like holds
He
people down and shaves them.
He's
He
going
was
to
a
shave
potential
your
sponsor
testes.
of ours 3 years ago.
Exactly.
They
Sean.
did want to. They did want us to shave our testes.
This is why we shouldn't even try something new because we'll never be able to do
We
it.
lost our sponsorship.
Yeah,
9 minutes. It
All right,
took
9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Damn it! I tried. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. AJ, I should see. I do go to therapy, but I'm too embarrassed to bring it up.
Maybe you should go to a proctologist.
What would I say to my therapist? Listen, therapist, I do this podcast, but every time on every podcast I talk about buttholes, and I don't know why.
You're the ass man, Chris. You should
I'm
be
the ass
license
man.
plate.
AJ, would you be so kind as to tell us what the 2023 horror comedy film Slotherhouse is about?
Emily is a senior in college.
That's for me.
She wants to be popular on the Instagrams
Like, subscribe.
because she has never known a world without phones. Will her sorority elect her to be president?
Oh my god, you got a sloth?
Look
out
at
Alpha.
her.
Oh
Or will
my
her pet
God.
sloth murder everyone before Election Day? Find out in the 2023 classic that is Slotherhouse.
Rated PG-13.
Rated PG-13 because it had way too big of a budget for this piece of shit. AJ, thank you.
And no nudity.
I would like to know what the
welcome.
budget was for this.
Sloth was naked, Spiff.
Was the sloth naked? He was covered in fur, Chris.
That's true, but like,
You know what that sloth needs?
dude, that's like saying like a
Manscaper.
no, Spiff, that's like saying a hairy guy's not naked because he's so hairy.
Well, yeah, it's like you're never naked.
I'm a never nude, even though I try,
Except
but
for
I'm
he's
so
bowling.
hairy everywhere. It's like you can't
And we're back to nudity again.
see it. We didn't get the buttholes though. My butthole's not
Now
a
we
forest.
are.
All right, let's get into it. All right, whatever, guys. AJ, that was great.
Thanks.
Aaron, let's dive into your history hole, the section that we are removing from the show momentarily. But here we go.
All right, Chris. Slotherhouse. Yeah, it's a pretty cool cover actually. I don't mind it. It's kind of modern take on a old school horror cover.
I mean,
Yeah, it's not terrible.
No, it's cool.
It's cool.
I like it. So this movie was released in 2023, as you stated before, and I just lost my page. Damn it!
Off to a great start.
I wonder why we're removing a section.
Yeah, I'm good with that. It was released October 15th, 2023 in the United States. It was filmed in Belgrade, Serbia.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah, which is interesting.
I
pick up on
knew that this was a foreign
Yeah.
film. I could
you?
just tell that it sounded. There was a couple actresses who seemed
Yeah,
like they had an
That is
accent,
true, yeah.
Sure.
and I was like, this just feels like people pretending to be Americans.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting.
I couldn't find anything on the budget for this. It did gross a little over $120,000 worldwide in the box office. Now, since then, I'm sure direct streaming, it's probably made a nice chunk of money for sure. The director for this was, and I'm just reading this off on IMDb because I didn't prepare it because I spent all my time making AI-generated images. Matthew Goodhue, who is known for this and a movie called Whoa. Not like it's pronounced.
The Joey Lawrence story.
Oh, that's the documentary we need to make.
Just Joey. That's our new podcast. Okay, so Whoa is from 2020. It's a full movie. It's a horror mystery thriller. It's about a brother and a sister who stumble upon their father's secret 1 year after his death. They soon learn that his secret may not be his alone.
Oh, shit.
I was really surprised to see that this movie was put out by Gravitas.
It was, yeah.
Gravitas
Yeah, really.
wanted.
Who's owned by Anthem.
They wanted Transient. They sent several emails about the movie.
Really?
I told them no. I then told them, and they asked why, and I said, because the deal was terrible, and here's why. And I said, these are the other deals I got. And then they came back, and they still wanted the movie, and they said they would change things, but I still said no.
What?
They are. They were
Solid
still not going to be
negotiating
good.
skills
Yeah.
there, Chris.
They weren't going to live up to any of the other ones, but they are not a notable, like, reputable distributor, as far as I know, for low budget movies. So it's weird that this.
They're a subsidiary of Anthem Sports and Entertainment.
Really?
So I'm not sure.
It's a strange
Yeah.
connection.
That's interesting.
But they do put out like legit movies too from time to time. So I don't know.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think it depends on the pool you have. Like if you have named actors and stuff, the kind of treatment you probably.
Oh,
get.
Chris, our new villain is the pool boy.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Your pH level's off. Let me fix that for you.
He throws chlorine in people's eyes.
We got people jumping in the pool and their skin just starts bubbling off. Oh,
He
yeah.
like
And then he gets the pool skimmer and skims off the eyeballs.
Oh my
shit.
god, yeah.
And then he drains the pool and he licks the drain because salt burn. Everybody loves that.
All right, too far. All right, our writers for this were Bradley Fowler and Katie Lanigan.
All right.
Bradley is known for writing a couple of shorts like A Good Girl in Crib.
shit. Okay.
He did write The Voices and Novel Love, of which you probably never heard of these films. Anal Fixation. That is
Thanks, Sean.
Spiv's new favorite death metal band.
Yes, I think Spiff saw them at Whacking last year.
Oh, he was whacking, all right.
That was 2 years ago, guys.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to more important things. I want to look at some cool pictures that are generated using AI and had to do with sloths. So we have Slotherhouse. And I thought it'd be really nice to come up with some, sequels to this. So we have, boom, Slotherhouse 5.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Harry Potter, which I asked it to make about a wizarding school, and it came up with that. It's pretty good.
Who's starring in this?
Note there are five. There are five
I don't know.
sloths.
Foreign names I don't
Yeah.
recognize.
Yeah.
Slot
Slot-
Magorgus or something.
Angangus. Yeah, it gets better. Don't worry. Then I said as a biker gang.
That's so good.
Yeah. All right. And then we have In Space,
Okay.
Oh,
of
there's
which there
more
are
of them
7 sloths. That's pretty cool, though. We'll return to space in a little bit too. So then we have As Witchcraft.
now.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Again, there's 6 sloths now instead of 5, but whatever. Okay, then I said As Real Estate Agents, which is funny because Chris, you brought that up as a villain, and I'm like, but there's only 4 of them, and an Asian guy who's apparently a
Why
sloth.
is it Chinese?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Big market,
I like
big
real
film market there,
estilats.
Set straight.
Then I said As a Military Unit.
Now there's only 4.
There's only 4.
That's good though.
Yeah.
One of them is tiny.
Yeah, one of them's tiny, and then I liked this one too.
Oh, that's
It's like let's go get
Expendables.
Ben
Yeah.
Slothin.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
Sloth Aletus as a tactical military unit. Yeah. Starring Sarun Shakur. So then I was like, okay, what else? How about the Sloth of Wall Street?
Dude.
And look how it's like on fire in the background. It's pretty good.
Dude,
Yeah, why is that?
Like Donald Trump.
Checks
Disney needs to get on that.
Slother
So then I was like, well, I want to kind of go back to this. And I was like, oh, Sloth Galactica. It's so
That's
good.
That's it. That's
I mean,
it.
that's
Coming
amazing.
out
Battle
with Kobe
Sloth
9.
Galactica.
oh my god.
We should have Big Toby Fest.
Dude, that's amazing.
Dude,
Yeah.
Battle Sloth Galactica.
That would be
That is
so
fucking
badass.
Oh, that
my-
kind of went. What about Sloth Ship Troopers? And that one, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it spells it Torupers, but
Toad Rupert. I like
Yep.
it better.
It's cool.
pretty good. Finally, I said, what about the Bride of Slothy? And there's one more that I thought was really cool too for Bride of Slothy. Boom! Look at that.
Oh, that's cool, man.
These
That's
are
really
awesome.
fucking
Aaron, this
all,
is great.
all of these are so good.
Yeah.
We should do this every week.
Muggle wife.
Yeah, this is just gonna be. This is good.
We'll just add all the new segments on
Russian
instead.
film.
It's so weird to me that it can take and generate all these images,
in
but
the
text,
Yeah.
it can't
Yeah,
like
the
actually
text it can't
generate.
do
That's
at
wild.
all.
It's so weird, but I thought it was really fun. So that's all I got for Slotherhouse.
That was really good.
So much better than the history hall.
I know. We just skipped the history.
Those were really good. I really like those. That Battle Sloth Galactica, that is amazing.
When that came in my brain, I could not just wait. I was like, "Come on,
That's good.
Make the image. Make the image." I was so excited.
That was really
so
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes
All
out
right.
for Toby 9th.
Fuck Big Toby 9.
Big Toby 9.
Well,
Favorite day.
thank you, Aaron.
Sure.
That was really good. Let's move on and talk about Slotherhouse. So here we go. Hey everyone, this is Chris, and just reminding you in the still of tonight to go to patreon.com/badmovienightshow and sign up. For $2 a month, you get access to the exclusive bonus podcast pre-show, as well as other bonuses. That's patreon.com/badmovienightshow. All right, Slotherhouse. AJ, what did you think overall of Slotherhouse?
Slotherhouse was fun. It was never boring. I would say it was like the whole like concept felt like someone just threw these ideas into a AI story generator. You know, you have like a sorority, you have like, oh, let's make it about like social media, and then we just throw in like fuzzy cute animals and you have a movie. Like that's kind of how it felt when I was watching this thing, but generally I wasn't bored. I was entertained. It's very silly, you know, for most of the movie, and honestly, we didn't get too much like actual like more murder and gore until we got farther to the end of the movie, and they used a lot of montages early on to like propel that forward. So
Learning it was PG-13, that makes sense though.
yeah, that does make sense. Overall, I wasn't bored. I thought it was pretty silly, funny. Some of the writing was fun. Like, it wasn't bad. It's okay.
Aaron.
Well, we've already established that I'm the fun brother. I'm not the one that's all, I hate the world. I'm the one that likes fun things. I like cheesy things. I like silly things. I don't frown upon things that are fun. However, I did not find this movie very fun, and I'm disappointed. I was hoping it was more of like a Gremlins type of deal, but really it was more of just a slasher with a sloth. And it's just, I don't know. That combined with all the social media bullshit, and it just wasn't my thing. I don't think it was poorly made. It did what it was trying to do. You know, you get what's in the tin that's on the outside of the tin is what's inside the tin. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. It just didn't do anything for me. Sloth was cool.
Rebecca.
Yeah, I agree with AJ. I wrote down silly but fun. Like, I thought the pacing for what it was moved along nicely. Like, there wasn't really any downtime. I did think there were some storylines that they kind of started into and then just kind of faded off, like with her mom being in the sorority.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
That
point.
didn't really go anywhere. So
Yeah.
it was almost like they edited some things out maybe that didn't kind of finish up. But overall, I thought it was pretty good.
Spiv.
I thought this movie was very well made. The writing was fine. The acting was good, and really my only complaint was that it was a little too long. But I had a good time the whole time. Super silly. Definitely could have been trimmed down a little bit, but big fan.
I think I reviewed this movie before, and at that time I was pretty positive on it. But when I watched it again, I really did not enjoy this movie at all. I think the first time I watched it, I was so surprised by the budget or something, because the production values in this movie are insanely good. Like, it seems like it was like millions,
That's true.
a couple $1 million budget,
I think
probably.
they knew their budget, so they didn't go overboard.
Well, and being PG-13 can kind of help that sometimes
That helps too, yeah.
Yeah.
But this
the
was
practical
like,
was great.
this
Very
movie,
nice sloth puppet, yeah.
it felt like it was like, hey, we're going to do what all these people are doing who make movies for no money. Like, The Velocipaster was one of the first movies to do this. And I know the director, and he's a cool dude. He got money from some Chinese person that he never talked to again, and he thinks it was like some crazy thing that happened. He got $30,000 to make his movie. But it was well made for the money, and it was really funny, parody kind of style. And then you had like the the Winnie the Pooh movie that came out, and that kind of shit too blew up huge because of the name and all that stuff. But those were like scrappy movies. And this felt like, hey, people are really into these like parody style horror things. Let's throw a whole bunch of money at it and see what we get. But I feel like doing that, it looks great, but the whole time I felt like there was no payoffs to any of this stuff. I guess maybe because like the audience for those kind of movies, maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but the audience for me, like, wants, like, I wanted cool sloth killing action, and I felt like there was none of that in this movie.
You see, I was expecting a badly made,
Yeah.
cheaply made sloth goes around murdering people in gruesome ways movie.
It was not that. Yeah.
So I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't that.
I feel like that would have been way more fun than what we got.
I think that's part of it.
It would have been
Yeah.
more generic to me.
Maybe it would have been more generic, but what we got was like this A-plot of this sorority stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
I hate all of these characters. The
Didn't
one
want
who's
M
like,
to win president.
what is the one who's like trying to be like, I don't know
Brianna
what
was
she's
so
trying to
mean the whole
do.
time.
She's talking like real deep, and she's like, "Yo, bro, let's." And I don't know what her
I
character
think she's
is.
the lesbian character.
That's a lesbian.
I think that's
they
my
come in,
take.
played
off of humor.
different styles.
Lesbians come in
spectrum.
different styles.
it was-
Thank you. I know that. But I didn't know what
It was
that
the
was.
Bu-
Like,
the Butch character.
They were trying to make her seem butch and like
they're
more
not
manly.
all girly
But
sororities.
there's plenty of women that aren't lesbians that are manly, and that's okay.
Yeah.
that didn't sell that for me. That just it was weird.
It was a
I think-
stretch.
I think the bigger problem is that it's a movie about a killer sloth, whatever. But there's nothing that makes it unique other than that. It's a sloth. Right? They could have had an opportunity to be this like, oh, this stupid sloth movie, and then you watch it, but there's like some crazy subplot going on that is like really well done that would make this be special. To me, it's just like remove slasher character, insert sloth.
But it was
and that's part of the
silly,
problem.
guys. Come on.
I mean,
I didn't think
sloth
it-
does
slow.
drive a car, which is crazy.
See, I didn't think it was. See, that's the problem. There's moments, if you explain them out of context, that are like, that sounds really funny. But because 90% of this movie is some stupid bullshit about teens, like a CW show,
Yeah. See,
When those
liked-
silly
I
moments
liked
come
that
on, it didn't
it
hit for
had
me.
a real movie in front of it while the sloth was doing
fair. But that real movie was the hottest of garbage for me.
I wanted her to win because Brianna was mean, buying all her votes.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I thought it was fine, and there was kind of a message in there about the living your life and not caring what other people think about you. I mean, it was kind of ham-fisted, but again, it's a low budget, so
If this was like Mean Girls level of writing, and then you slide a killer sloth in there, that would
God,
be
yeah.
amazing, right?
yeah. If you give Tina Fey a killer,
Yeah,
sloth,
exactly.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Yeah,
so.
no, you're right. This is better than I expected. I'm just almost
There were some
disappointed.
scenes in there too, like with the storm and the sloth is like every lightning flash, it's
That was
faster
good.
down
That's
the
pretty
bed.
good. I
like that.
It was so well done.
Yeah.
I will, and yes, its movie is extremely well made in a way that, to me, almost did it a disservice. But okay, so the movie opens in a tropical forest, and I like the intro of the sloth. You see him there lazily hanging about, and then he gets snatched by an alligator, and it's revealed that because blood starts pooling in the water, like, okay, he killed this sloth, but then it's revealed actually the sloth killed the alligator. That was fun. And was that Christopher Waltz?
It looked like him.
It did
I
look
don't
like
think
him.
it was.
I doubt it is, but
It looked
At first, I was like, "Holy crap!
exactly
It is
like
Did
him."
a cameo.
That
so was the sloth always like that vicious and evil from the start?
is it
That
just
was
this
what-
sloth or
Yeah, that was what was.
I couldn't
confusing
tell
for
because it seemed
me.
like when he came out of the water, he seemed like he was a lot more vicious and like evil all of a sudden. I was like, well, what happened for that?
Yeah,
to,
like almost something happened in the water to.
That's what I thought. I
affect
missed
him.
something.
Well, he's having a bad day. He's getting attacked by an alligator, and then he gets kidnapped by a human.
When the whole thing, like, he needed to stay on those tranquilizer pills in order
Yeah.
to like.
Yes.
They were
him-
like anti.
If you're on the wrong audio.
Am I on the wrong audio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of the initial setup for this movie of the sloth being caught, and then you have the exotic animal trader, which
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I get
That's
it.
interesting.
I get that already. And then she runs into him at the mall, and you're like, okay, there's the connection. and she sees the opportunity of, hey, if I have an exotic animal, that's something I can pump on my social media, and people like that's like that makes sense motivation wise in their storyline. I think it's kind of dumb, but like it makes sense in
it's
world.
generic. It's a generic as generic goes.
Yeah, but then all that stuff goes away because she goes to the guy's house. We have the whole thing of like him sort of abusing the sloth, and that's what sets it off, even though he just throws a pen at the cage and then is nice to it. Like, that was it. That's what causes the murder spree.
He's a
And
poacher.
I didn't understand. There's a bit of a plot hole when she shows up at the house. Doesn't find his dead body, but then
No,
just
that
takes
was
the
what-
sloth and is willing to steal it.
Because she's
Yeah,
selfish.
Based on what was happening there would be blood everywhere, and this body, unless the sloth
Guys,
cleaned it up.
the sloth drives a car. I think he could clean up a body.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
but that's
yeah.
but our disbelief isn't suspended yet.
Not at that stage,
It's solidly
Yeah.
suspended age.
I mean, it did kill a crocodile or an alligator, rather. So,
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, it's already got crazy power.
I guess.
He's got anti-anxiety pills he has to take.
He has to take anti-anxiety pills.
Who gave him those? Who thought he needed to be on those?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's
Who's
never
this doctor?
that aspect is never explained. Like, it's clear, like, okay, he needs to be sedated because he's a killing machine or something,
Yeah.
which doesn't really come back to play again in the movie. The sloth uses the pills to immediately cause a woman to like pass out or become like paralyzed.
The roof eater.
Absolutely.
I'm on board with suspending belief, but like, I'll suspend belief in this sloth thing, but then like it just murders everyone in one house for weeks
It
and no
doesn't
one
murder,
notices.
It doesn't murder everyone, Chris. It murders the supporters of the other presidential candidate.
But no one knows that these bodies are just in this place.
So you keep
No, they
hearing
say
like,
something
what
about like,
happened
oh,
to
has anyone seen
Briella?
Sarah? Where'd
Yeah.
she go?
This is all plot holes.
But like the door's locked and they can't get in. So
I mean,
they just-
people have been like weeks have passed, right?
yeah.
Weeks, and these people have vanished.
It is a movie about a killer sloth, guys. I think we're thinking about this a little too deeply.
That's fair.
I hear you, but
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about this movie where like that stuff is all silly, but it didn't hit me as silly. It just hit me as bad.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I
It
don't
hit
like
me as silly, so yeah.
like the plot holes are forgivable in a very silly movie, but for some reason, maybe it's just because the polished production values were more.
I think
Maybe
that's part of it,
maybe
Chris. It's
expectations.
too well done for it to be passable as that kind of thing. But at the same time, I think it's almost like it just feels sort of rehash of other movies with the sloth. That's my thing.
I don't know because
Every
when we
slasher
watch,
movie's a rehash.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just not a big slasher guy, so I don't think my opinion's very.
but when
valuable
whoever
for this.
cut that trailer cut it in a way that it was like very funny.
Yeah.
And
That's
the
true.
person who cut this movie with the music and the choices, the tone is just not funny to me. And so outside of the sloth stuff, I didn't laugh once. I don't think I laughed once watching this thing, but I wasn't like even remotely amused by any of
Okay.
the jokes outside of the sloth stuff.
Really.
Like, what was funny?
The trust shower. I thought that was funny, but I
The
don't know.
showering with the cold
It's in a
water.
different mood. Yeah.
Did Laura watch this thing?
No, she tunes out when I have these on the TV.
This is why we need a new podcast to save Spiv's marriage.
God, it's what do we call the podcast? Save Spiv's Marriage Podcast?
Saving Spivman. Spilverman.
Saving Spiverman. I do like the practical effects of the sloth, and I do really appreciate that.
It was
Like,
all
it looked
puppetry,
cute.
right?
Yeah.
I didn't see any CG in this.
No, I don't think so.
Nothing
maybe
really
some
obvious.
like lightning effects or something, but
Yeah, but no, it was really well done. It was well
was
shot.
fun.
It was
Vote Emily Rush Sloth. Oh, and then the sloth was tweeting at the end, and he had like hashtag last selfie.
I think part of the struggle, I can't relate to like college girls.
Can't relate
I'm
to
so
the
old
sloth.
and obviously manly, you know.
Well,
No, I just- it's-
fraternity was yeah.
But it also read like, well, knowing that this is like a completely foreign film, it also reads like This is like an homage to 80s
This is America.
fraternity movies.
This is what America is like.
This is what they're like.
Yeah.
But also, like, I don't know anyone who's lived this fraternity life. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That seems like a movie thing and not a real life thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it's like when sloths cry.
And these were all very clearly, like, very rich people.
Very rich.
I mean, that house is ridiculous.
It's the sorority house, so they're not
Chris,
parents,
it's Legally Sloth.
Legally Sloth. That sounds
Yes.
like a much better movie.
right? They should have
That's
done
for sure.
Revenge of the Sloth.
Revenge of the Sloth?
Revenge of the Sloth. That'd be good.
Oh,
Going down
More-
college
yeah.
movies.
it took me a moment there, Swift. I don't know. I mean, I love, like...
Fear and Slothing in Las Vegas.
I am a huge fan of little creature puppet movies. Because, like, Gremlins is, like, top 5 for
tier.
me. Critters is as well. And maybe if this thing had gone more for the hard R and actually showed, like, interesting kill scenes.
Yeah.
But there's not a single one in this movie. Everything it cuts away from the whole time.
There was lots of squelching noises.
Lots of squelching.
Yeah, lots of off camera.
There was the killing montage mixed with the campaigning montage. I liked that.
Yeah. So, okay, so they bring the sloth back to the America. This young girl adopts it to the Americas.
They bring it back to the America.
They bring the sloth back. The young girl adopts it. She's trying to become fraternity president.
Sorority president her senior year. She wants to be popular. She only has
But-
832 followers.
She only has 832 followers on the Insta tweets, and the other woman is running as well. And she thinks bringing home a sloth will make the difference, and it turns out it will. And so the second half of the movie consists of not really much happening except for the sloth murdering
The sloth helps
fraternity.
her win the election.
But there's a scene in the movie where the sloth is scrolling through her social media and sees the picture of her with the exotic animal trader.
And it sets him off.
And it sets him off.
And
That was
a
kind of stupid,
traitor.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yeah, because up until that point, like, he's kind of protecting her. Or I should say she. I think it was a female.
That they use it as the catalyst for the sloth to go next level.
They
right?
do.
just take everybody out.
It would have been cool if the
loses.
guy had like 100 sloths and this one was like super smart and freed the other sloths, and then there was this army of sloths going after and killing people.
That's a different movie.
I know.
or just like a motivation. I didn't get the
Yeah,
motivation for the sloth.
he wanted to go home.
He wanted to go home, and he was
Right.
pissed off at humans.
Yep.
They came into his land,
Slothzilla.
took him out.
And at the end, he is wearing the tiara. So
Yes, that's pretty funny, actually.
Maybe the sloth wanted to be sorority president.
At the end, he does say like home or something like that. I forget.
Right before she blows his
But
head
in
off.
the movie when they show him scrolling the social media, he gets mad because of the exotic
Because he
person.
sees the poacher, yeah.
Right.
But like the poacher didn't really do anything to him.
We took him from his home.
He stole
took
him
him-
from his
yeah.
home.
Kidnapped him.
Them, like,
Keeping him in
Christopher
a
Waltz
cage.
did.
Chris, I'm gonna steal you. I'm gonna put you in some random country in South America and drop you off and sell you to somebody else.
He threw a
As a
pen
pet.
at his cage.
You'd be pretty pissed off too.
aggressive way.
But we didn't see any of that. We only saw the pen throwing, and then he was nice to it after that. So it
He
wasn't enough.
still kidnapped it.
Christopher Waltz kidnapped it, as far as I'm concerned. I didn't
Yeah.
see that guy
Yes,
kidnap
but he's
anything.
holding it captive.
He's the one holding it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. it didn't
Sloth
feel-
home syndrome? Is that what are you looking for?
Yeah. Sloth home syndrome.
Okay. See, there's so many cool things you could do with a sloth in a movie. We've named tons of them so far. It doesn't have to just be a slasher.
No.
Are we supposed to hear anything here?
No.
Oh my god.
I'm just clicking around this
There
thing.
you go. Hashtag killer sloth.
Killer sloth.
I don't know. For whatever reason, this just didn't
They
work
take
for
the
me.
cop on the car chase, and then they pull up, and there's no one in
That's
the
what I'm
car.
saying. Like you can
good.
say these things and and they sound funny, but when I watched it, they were not, and I don't know why.
You have the mom who's still at the sorority after 20 years,
Oh, that's so
drinking
depressing.
martinis.
I just thought I didn't understand she was the mom. I didn't understand why she was there.
I thought
She
she
was
was
like
just
an
like,
employee.
She's just a
yeah.
The
former
house
member.
mom.
Yeah, she's the house
Yeah,
mom.
she's not
Yeah.
an actual
mom, right, yeah,
She's just the.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
You have the house mom throughout the entire movie, who then, near the end of the movie, is fighting the sloth and gets injured, and then there's that whole conversation between her and the main character about how she thought that maybe one day they would all just choose her as the president or the sorority.
I was laughing at that part.
See, and I was like, this is the dumbest shit.
I think in a different movie it'd be okay, right? It's just, I don't know, this is a slasher.
I mean,
Slashers are usually more campy than this.
but then like do all those famous slasher scenes of like have the psycho thing, but like
Right.
have it be like the sloth go. And like
Right,
move it
exactly.
so slow, and then it cuts back to the lady, and she's like, ah! And then it's like,
That was the
and then
thing.
she's like,
Like,
you know what I
they
mean?
had like
Something like
super
that.
speed and stuff, which I
Yeah.
didn't understand
Yeah.
where that came from.
Well,
it
they
was
can,
kind of
I
a
think,
running
move at a
joke,
normal speed. They just don't have a lot of energy.
I know, but
Reserves.
like play on the joke of sloths being like these very low energy, low slow things,
Right.
and make that like
Yeah.
like do the Austin Powers joke like of the guy like not getting out of the way. Do you know what I mean? Like it's still funny.
I don't know. I want something like Nightcrawler, but his partner's a sloth. And this sloth is secretly like causing people to do these crazy things. So
they're
he
like,
can record it and like, you know.
oh, he's like causing the accidents
Yeah.
and shit. Okay, I could be on board with that.
Because he's slow, he crawls. I don't know. What would you call him?
I don't know, but even
You know what I mean?
even
Something
the,
random and very different is, I don't think, best use of a sloth.
the line in the trailer when the guy's like, "This is a slaughterhouse." It was funny in the trailer, but in the
Yeah.
movie
It's flat. Yeah.
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
flat. as
Don't go
shit.
back there. It's a slaughterhouse.
Well, even like the characters were like, really?
Like, seriously? There's people that are dead in here. I thought it was funny.
I don't want to shit all over this. I think it was really well made. I think
I
people
do.
put a lot of effort into it. I think had a good budget. The sloth looked awesome. I think it's not that the writing's bad. It just doesn't do anything for me.
I think it needs a different edit. I think it would save it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like the music hurt this thing. Just the tone was off for me. So
Yeah.
like it didn't feel like comedy most of the time.
I actually don't remember much music to set the mood of the thing. Was there really a lot going on music
Not
wise?
much music either. It's
Yeah,
kinda
maybe that's
generic.
part of the problem.
Yeah.
I think I appreciated that it wasn't a comic tone, because so many of these, like we saw that Orcs movie. Remember when they were out in the woods?
Orcs.
That was a fun movie, but it was very tongue in cheek the whole time.
Yeah.
And this one was like a serious movie about a killer sloth. So I appreciated that. It was, they all took it very seriously inside of the movie.
Yeah, they took a very dumb idea seriously,
Yeah, which can work.
which can work, but it wasn't fun, and it wasn't bad in a good way. Like it didn't. I don't know.
There's no
I'm-
pleasing you, Chris. That's
Like
what
you
it
can
is.
like comparing it to like Velocipaster, where it's like it knows it's bad and dumb, but somehow it still was able to figure out the path to actually make it funny and entertaining. Like there's a lot of movies that try to be bad that are just like cringy. Do you know what I mean? Because
Oh,
it's like, all right, I
absolutely,
get what
yeah.
you guys are doing. This isn't funny. Like
Yep,
it's just
yep.
stupid.
Well, that's where I appreciate this one, because I didn't think it was trying to be bad.
No,
It was a
No.
Yeah, that's the
ludicrous
thing.
concept.
That's the thing about
but
it.
it was trying to be good.
But then by the end, I was so tired because there's like 42 times
It
they
was
kill
too
the
long.
sloth,
It
and
was
it just
way
keeps coming back, and it doesn't. Oh my god! Is
Whoa,
there
what
an
is
airplane
that?
fucking taking off somewhere?
What was that?
Guys, we've talked about this before. On the other side of this wall is a refrigerator. It pumps water in occasionally to make ice. That's what the
Unplug
sound
that
of a.
thing, man.
I'm not unplugging my goddamn refrigerator for this shitty podcast. AJ.
Oh my god! Where's the dedication?
I'm gonna
I
unplug
turned
your
off my
refrigerator.
furnace for the podcast.
That's why we don't
Plug
have
your
listeners,
refrigerator?
guys.
Oh man,
It sounded like it was right next to the microphone.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of this
that was
wall.
awful.
It's 4
It's
feet
fucking
away.
Awful.
Yeah, I don't know.
You
I
remember
got
what movie we were talking about?
I got not much else to say about Slotherhouse, but That
I would you watch another movie made by these same people? I think they have some potential. I'd like to see something else by them if
It
they
just needs
if they
to like
keep.
turn up the volume of it. Like
Yeah, and this is a PG-13 movie that's just trying to maybe cash in a little bit on something silly. But I do think there's maybe some potential for these folks to make something pretty decent.
Now, Chris, what if it was the same movie, but we got like gory kill scenes?
I don't think that would fix it.
I don't think it would fix it.
Yeah.
I think there's like fundamental issues with the characters. None of them are endearing or likable. That one that
I think that's
she does like the deep voice, whatever you guys were saying, she was a lesbian. Like I didn't even understand what her character was.
I'm some kind of lesbian.
It was just like fake.
Because then at
like,
one point she was almost like she was going to save everybody, but then like that didn't pan out.
Yeah, she showed up with a shotgun.
like if you gave Edgar Wright and it had like if this was like Hot Fuzz time and you gave those guys this exact same like storyline, they would make the best fucking movie I've ever seen in my life.
Because it wouldn't actually ultimately be about the sloth. It'd be about something else.
It's just like give me some character, give me a character or two. Like you have, if you're gonna make a movie about people stuck in a house that are sorority people, like give me interesting, fun characters with dynamics.
Sure.
And you had like the annoying, bitchy, running for president thing. I get that. She's supposed to be annoying. She landed that. Everybody else, though, sucked as well.
What
Give
about
me
her
some
friend?
endearing shit.
Her friend that got injured and was in the hospital. You didn't like her?
She was okay. Yeah, she was okay.
The sloths made her get hit by that car.
Dude, there's a
That
thing
car
that-
came
I
out of
wasn't
nowhere.
expecting that at all.
This is there. I just saw a comment that said this is an extremely long sketch from Saturday Night Live. That's what this feels like new Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Not funny.
Yeah.
It's just like
Laura made
Put a
that
sloth
comment
in a
that-
box.
Yeah, this movie was a 15-minute short that they just stretched.
but
It did feel that way.
But it feels like Saturday Night Live to me, where I'm watching, I'm like, well, okay, it looks all right. I get the idea is kind of funny, but for whatever reason, this is just not funny at all. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got. I don't want to keep saying I didn't enjoy this movie.
That's what the pot is.
That's not what the pot is. I loved that last week's movie.
What was that?
I don't remember.
was your
Death
favorite.
Machine.
Death Machine.
You don't even remember. Death Machine.
Death Machine.
That's because it was your birthday pick. How was your birthday, by the way?
Oh, it sucked.
All right, Rebecca, how was your birthday?
No, it's
Wasn't
fine.
my birthday.
Rebecca's not. When are you,
She's a
May?
Highlander.
She was Highlander.
In November.
Oh,
Oh,
that's right.
jeez.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I just want to say my birthday pick was the best movie of the year so far.
What was your birthday pick?
Red Scorpion.
Red Scorpion was pretty cool.
It was pretty
Yeah, it's
sweet.
okay.
It was
Yeah.
better than Wrestlers vs. Zombies.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, that's
Ugh.
Yeah.
everything's better than that.
Well, I don't know. Witchcraft 16's in there.
Yeah,
I-
that's pretty.
I also
true.
think, like, knowing that I don't remember what country this was made in, but, like,
Serbia, right?
Serbia.
dude, fucking do something in Serbia that makes sense. Don't try and remake, like, an American culture. Like, if I tried to make, like, a Serbian culture movie, you know what I mean? And don't really know it and just do it on, like, stereotypes and shit, it would be vapid, kind of like this thing is, and not really hit with whatever social commentary they're trying to make. Like, it's so on the surface, like, everybody's on their phone with social media. Like, of course they are, but we're past that. Give me something a little bit more granular or interesting than that. I don't know.
It feels like it was written like
I think
5
it's
years
for- it's
before
for a
being
certain-
filmed.
It's for a different audience, too.
Yeah.
This is also PG-13, so I feel like it's for teenagers, like...
Yeah, like I think my kid could watch this and find it
Yeah.
funny. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We're like jaded older people.
Get off my lawn!
Get out of my movies.
We had real movies.
Cedar does a really great old man impression he's been doing where he's walking around with pretend he has a cane and just yelling at everybody. It's really funny.
Really?
I learned it from
it's
watching
great.
you.
It's really great.
That's great.
It reminds me of a
All right.
Barbie episode. Yeah.
Anything else?
I think we're good.
I think we're great.
We are
All right.
golden.
Spiv, or not Spiv. AJ, would you
Chris.
recommend
Oh,
Slotherhouse?
always last.
It was okay. Like I said, the production was really good. It's kind of silly, fun kind of movie. If you're looking for something that like is watchable, this could be a place to start, and if you like sloths, why not? It was okay. I wasn't bored at all, so that's always a good sign. I will say that it wasn't a movie where I felt bored.
And it was an hour and 40 minutes.
I was able to watch the whole thing, and I was fine with that, so it's okay.
Aaron.
Yeah, I think this is competently made. It's just missing some sort of spark for me. I wouldn't recommend it as a horror movie fan. Maybe for a younger person, this would be something fun, kind of a introduction to horror. But it's not for me.
Rebecca.
Yeah, I think I would. I mean, it's not something that's gonna blow you away, but it still has its fun moments.
Spiv.
I'd recommend it. I just go into it with the right expectations, I think. It's a PG-13. It's not a gory slasher. And it's not like a laugh-out-loud comedy either. It's kind of somewhere in between.
I think I blame bad direction. Because I think on paper, when you talk about this stuff, it's funny. And I don't blame the production crew, because it clearly is well shot and well made. But the choices that were made for this thing in execution just don't enhance the humor in any way for me. So I don't know. Nothing about this worked. I do not recommend The Slotherhouse. Give me a movie called Guinea Pig House. I'm on fucking board.
Guinea Pigville.
Yeah.
The Pig Pen. The Hunt for Pigtober.
Cavitopia. Cavitopia.
Cavitopia?
Okay. Anything else? Okay, I don't know. I was trying to get movie ideas.
Pretty good.
Come on, Spiv.
All right, Spiv, you got this. All right, time to move on and play a game. Here we go.
Game time, baby.
Your theories are the worst kind. Try your best and sloppy, and your conclusions are highly impossible. Shall we play?
Sloths.
He's so cute.
Little pig nose.
Alrighty. How many types of sloths are there?
Those.
27.
4.
A dozen.
There are 2 types. 2-toed and 3-toed.
Wow.
Aw.
What percentage of a sloth's life does it spend upside down?
49%.
80%.
96.
75.
It is upside down 90%.
Jeez.
Wow. How cute.
That's because their muscle structure's set in a way that basically takes like no energy to hold themselves up
Yeah.
like that, right? Like they have to
and
expand their
something-
hands or something.
Something too about like the way their brain is.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. Like, if we're upside down. The blood's
Yeah.
rushing to our head. That kind of stuff. But they don't have.
But their 2 brain cells just kind of fine.
Just slowly bouncing.
they really
into
that
each
dumb?
Other.
I mean, I don't know.
How many days does it take a sloth to digest a single?
God. 4 days.
3.
That's a good question.
20
A week?
minutes.
It is 30 days.
Wow.
This is why they have no energy.
Yeah.
And there's not many calories in it.
How do they live? Like, why do they even exist?
It'd be cute.
I know, they're
Instagram.
great. They're great. I'm just saying.
Oh my god, I googled a
tag
baby
murders.
sloth and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life.
How many minutes can a sloth hold its breath?
45.
17.
Yeah, I'm going to like 40 something, 42.
Yeah, I'm going to say 30.
40 minutes.
Wow.
Damn.
And that's not
That's
a
impressive.
What is
That's a
that?
sloth
Super
bear.
sloth. Sloth bear.
They're extinct.
How many feet does a sloth move in a single day?
3.
42.
500.
50?
Move
500?
125 feet.
So they have to crawl the whole time too, right?
They can.
Yeah, unless they're in a
Yeah,
tree.
tree.
Like they're not standing up and walking. They're gonna be hunched over like that or going
Aw.
like branch to branch. How many times stronger than a human is a sloth?
Based on body weight?
Relatively? Yeah.
30.
25.
I mean, well,
5.
1.5 times.
They are 3 times stronger. And up to how many moths and beetles does a sloth have living in its fur at
All
any
of
one
them.
time?
100.
I don't know.
306.
Gross.
About
Oh my
950.
god. Oh, that's awful.
And they have all sorts of. They have like
So
a
you-
whole ecosystem
you don't
on their
want
body.
one for a pet then.
but
You shouldn't touch them.
You don't
there's
want
like
You shouldn't touch them.
all the moss and fungus and stuff that's in their fur. All the little bugs live off of that, and there's like a whole symbiosis happening within their fur.
What do they get out of that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
We have lots of
eats
things
the
crawling on us we don't know about.
we do. We do.
Yeah.
I don't think we get anything out of that.
Your mom
Right?
does.
We get farts.
Your mom does.
Oh.
I mean, like mites will eat dead
Nice
skin
one.
cells and stuff.
That's true. If they didn't eat that, I'd be so
got
covered in
the,
so
uh,
many.
Just have like.
I'd be so
layers of
thick,
skin
and I would just
cells.
scratch once, and it would all just like.
Oh, that sounds good though.
Dude, that sounds so
Slops off.
satisfying. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Just peel off
Yeah.
dead skin
Oh,
cells.
I would love that.
If you
why I
have
have
tattoos,
eyelash
they have
worms.
tattoos on them.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rebecca. That was a good game.
Bad mental
Let's
images now.
move on and do some listener feedback. Here we go.
Just we read some listener feedback, sir.
Make it so, number one.
Emails. You tiny little emails. You precious little emails. Where are you?
Last week we checked out Death Machine from 1994. Yeah. Starring Porkins. Joe McDonald. This movie was amazing. I'm with Chris. So far, front runner for best movie of the year.
That's right. You know that's
Red,
right.
Red Scorpion was pretty.
Oh man.
Mike
It was
D.
good.
Mike D. I used to bowl, and why would anyone want to bowl naked?
I agree.
Just no. Plus, have you seen 90% of the people who bowl? Gross.
I think you don't know until you experience things naked. I feel like
we
you would
went
feel
bowling on Saturday.
naked.
There was no naked people there. There were kids, so
Who's we?
I shouldn't be naked. The family,
Okay.
and I think like things would get pinched and stuff if it
Right.
wasn't contained within some clothes.
Really?
There's a lot of twisting and stepping and
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
don't
wear
like-
that tight of underwear that things are not like able
I
to.
would like to be secure, Chris.
Yeah.
All right.
Ladies.
enough. I don't know. I'm just saying. I feel like until you've experienced things in the nude,
No, if
can't
you
judge.
find a nude bowling night, I'll come with you.
you would actually go nude bowling with me.
If you go too, sure.
I don't know if I'd do that.
I'd still win. Dr. Tyrell. Great pick. Much better than I expected. Amazing enemy. Cool costumes. Decent acting. Does anyone know the guy with the red face paint actor's name?
No, but I like.
No,
him
but I
quite
bet
a bit.
IMDb does. Jay
He was in
Todaro.
other stuff too.
He was, probably.
Nah, he just looked familiar.
He didn't look familiar to me at all. But that's okay. He was at the character, which was nice. So many of the movies like that, you know, there's like generic army dude and
Hmm. He had some
True.
character, charisma.
yeah.
That's part of the problem with the movie we watched tonight. Nobody had that.
No, they were sorority girls. I mean, that's yeah. Okay. Just waiting for someone to look up the actor, but
I'm trying to find him.
on.
Oh,
Jay Todaro. I remember the
was
trailer
thrown off by the
being in the
awkwardness.
coming attractions of Leprechaun 3 on VHS. I didn't get to see it until 20 years later, and I love this movie.
we should probably cover those Leprechaun movies. I think I've only seen the first one.
I've
think
never
I've
seen any of them.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Yeah.
A lot of those big slasher movies I haven't seen. Like I've seen like the first two Jasons, and that's it. first Freddy
First
Krueger.
Jason.
The first and fourth Freddy Krueger, right? Which one's Dream Warriors? That's 4.
Dream Warriors is like 5. Yeah,
Is it 4 or 5? Yeah.
Dream Warriors is great.
Yeah. I think we
3.
should keep going on the sequel kick and do Kindergarten Cop 2.
Kindergarten Cop 2 would be interesting. I do like Dolph Lundgren. I would be
Dolph
interested
is
to see if it's just like a rehash of the first one. I assume it probably is, but still.
Yeah.
First one is so good.
So
Okay.
good.
His name is Martin McDougal.
Martin McDougal.
Martin McDougal.
He's done voice
Martin
acting for
McDougal.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh,
He was in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. He's
he play in
a
Cyberpunk?
TV show called Foundation. He does Mitch Anderson's voice in Cyberpunk.
Really?
I don't remember that character. He's on The Crown. He's in does Hitman 2 voices. He does a lot of voice
Busy
acting.
guy. Yeah.
he's acting. He's busy. Good for him. He was great.
He
I
did
thought he was
voice
great
in The
Destiny.
Surge. Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. Assassin's Creed. Like he's a serious voice
A lot of
actor.
video game work. Yeah.
That's cool.
I imagine
Well, it's
you
a-
get in those
yeah.
crowds and then you just get all the jobs.
Well, especially if you have a unique
Wait,
voice.
what is this? There's some Alien 3 thing.
That was a
he in
podcast.
but Michael Biehn is in it and stuff. Lance Henriksen.
It's a podcast.
Well, if it's
What
a
is it? What do you
podcast, they
mean? It's
probably
like,
interview
are they like
people.
doing the script?
It says
the original?
podcast. I don't know.
Oh, they
Interviews,
do.
Chris. Interviews.
No, I think it's like they're doing William Gibson's original script or something,
Ooh, that's cool.
which was like monks in space or something, if I recall, like a wooden spaceship. Which doesn't
Yeah, something
I
really
didn't
weird.
know William Gibson wrote it.
he did it. He did one.
Nice.
No, he didn't. He didn't do the one they ended up using.
Not the original one.
Yeah.
Ryan Fitzgerald, I don't know why I was just so triggered when you said highly compressed fluid. Because I'm a mechanic and I'm like, you can't compress fluid. I fixed his typo. That's the point of hydraulics.
Yeah,
that is
Aaron.
true, because if you get air in your lines, you
No,
gotta
no,
compress it, and then you don't break as well.
No, I meant like because he's moving, so it can't all be hard lines. There has to be flexible tubing for the
It could be
movement.
hard lines.
I'm just saying you don't have all hard lines for hydraulics if you have any
might
kind of
not.
movement.
You might not, Aaron, but I think they make pills for that.
Hydraulics is pretty cool stuff. But anyway,
It is really cool.
that does it for listener feedback, Chris. For Death Machine. Please leave a comment on our YouTube. It helps the channel. That gives the algorithm some meat to feed on. So
Give your mom meat to feed on.
my mom needs more meat to feed on.
We need that
Aaron
algorithm
hasn't
meat.
showed up for a few weeks now.
Thank you, Spiv.
Wait, what?
Yep.
These two are going to be working together soon. How weird is this?
Oh God, we're gonna be.
You are both getting fired.
We have to behave. That's what's part of my work personality.
And I think the synergy in this networking.
Yes, we're gonna shift some paradigms and your mom. I mean,
All right. You guys ready to spin the wheel?
Yeah, what happens when we get lays?
I did some layer 4 routing.
Yeah. What happens if we get lays, guys? What do you guys want to watch? Twilight?
I brought my BGP.
Yes, can we start the Twilight?
Let's do a Twilight.
All right, we're
on.
doing Twilight. If it's lays.
You hear that, people?
Twilight?
Best of the best.
No, we're
God's
not.
sakes.
Yes,
Don't
we
listen to
are.
these
You've
people.
never seen those?
Buckle up,
I
Spiv.
have seen it. It's
Well, yeah, you gotta watch them again. So tough.
Here we go.
What about Kindergarten Cop 2?
Yes.
No,
That's
Too
true.
late.
We did talk about that.
Already
no,
called it.
Twilight. It is.
No.
Ow.
It's the same.
Oh,
It's like an AJ
The
movie.
shit is this? Who did this?
you fucked with us.
What is this? The sadist?
Oh wow.
Who is this?
All right. Why am I big? All right.
We're gonna be able to find this anywhere.
Oh, I'm gonna pull up the Slack and see.
Remember, guys, we're doing.
This is Paul Lilienthal from 1963.
Woof.
This is
Have
gonna
we?
be bad.
Why have we not banned him?
What is it?
It's an
We're
American
going back,
exploitation
way
film.
back.
You know, Chris, we could just give him a refund. Here's your $1 back. Go away.
I don't know if I
1963.
can watch this.
I don't know if I can watch this.
It's loosely based on the killing spree of Charles Starkweather,
That's a cool name.
such as Natural Born.
All right, we're watching a classic, everybody.
It's a classic.
What happened to watching newer movies?
Oh,
I'd rather watch Twilight than this.
I'm not going to show it. Hold on. It's not playing. Hold on.
Oh no, we can't watch it.
No.
What about that Twilight
Is this
movie?
viewable somewhere?
Does it stream?
I watched the Sadist 1963. Let's see. It's on Tubi. Yeah.
Tubi.
It's on everything, actually.
Yeah.
Or you can rent it from Apple TV for $4.
No, thank you.
Boy.
6.6 out of 10. Oh, it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Look at how he holds that gun. Oh, you guys aren't watching.
We're not watching anything.
We're not
you
watching
asshole.
What is going on?
I've been watching the trailer.
We're not watching video on a podcast. This is bad. Okay, this looks pretty cool. Oh god. Oh.
Dude.
It looks actually pretty cool.
It looks like Chucky meets
unfolds on the screen with such startling realism.
Knight Rider.
Come on, maybe the gun's empty.
I don't
David
know.
Startling
Hasselhoff.
realism.
Yeah, it's just like
Chucky Hasselhoff.
Chucky Hasselhoff.
Giving only of his own driving
AI.
passion to torment and
I don't know
twist the
if I wanna-
innocent,
I don't know if I wanna
subject
watch
them
this.
to animal misery and kill.
I love old movies, but this looks like it's gonna look nicely.
This doesn't even look that bad.
No.
I don't know why it was sped up there, but
We
it
haven't
doesn't look
watched
that
one
bad.
this old forever, yeah.
I don't know if we've ever done a 60s, have we?
This goes
Yeah.
against our selling out thing.
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah, we do a special
Definitely
episode for
does.
Paul.
So, what are we doing here?
I don't know.
We spinning again?
I'm gonna be
No,
sick
we're not
next week.
spinning again. I'm out next week.
I'm gonna be away.
I have
All
to go to
right,
Cancun.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
sick.
The sadist. All right, cool.
Dude, have fun, AJ.
1963.
Let us know
AJ,
how it goes.
you're gonna have to run this episode next week. You by yourself.
Who are
Okay,
you talking
You
to?
got
AJ?
this.
I can do
Spiff,
it.
what do you
Done that
think?
before,
It'll be
but
20 minutes long.
What do you think? Are we doing the sadist?
I can start in and go, hey, everybody.
We have to do the sadist.
I think we do the Sadist next week, and then Chris doesn't have to watch it. And then we get back to normal.
Wait, I don't have to
Real
watch
stuff.
it. I'm actually.
No, he's
here
not
next
actually
week.
going anywhere away next week, Spiff.
Oh, okay.
He was just saying he wants
It
to
was
get out
just-
of it.
In his mind, he's going
Booking a
to
flight right now just to get out of it, but
He doesn't have his passport, we know. So
Trying, so I don't have to watch the sadist.
you just show it to the AAA people. They'll be like, "Oh,
it's
we're gonna."
got a 6 out of 10 on IMDb.
I know.
It can't be that bad.
I know. It looks too good
It looks like a real movie, yeah.
to be
Yeah.
entertaining and too. Like
it looks ahead of
not-
its time for 63.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we'll do it. We owe Paul.
It's only an hour.
Remember Secrets of the Clown, Paul? Like that was great, and then everything after that was terrible. That he's recommended so far. The Apple, the worst movie we've ever watched.
The Apple was awesome.
The Apple was fun. It was stupid. but
I mean,
fun.
We don't do
it was
enough
unique.
musicals.
Bing.
It was unique.
Bim.
Maybe this will be just as equally unique.
Bim.
All right, guys. That's gonna do it for this week's episode. I do have an exciting announcement. If you're in the Philadelphia area or able to come to the Philadelphia area, on May 11th, we are doing a premiere for Transient, which is AJ and I's movie. It will sell out the theater, so if you're in the
Yes.
area or around the area and want to come,
Get your tickets.
Get your tickets. I will post the link below in this video. Paul showed up last minute here to say what happened. Paul, you ruined the podcast. We have to watch the freaking Sadist, which I don't want to watch at all, and I'm upset. And that's it. That's it for this episode.
That's it.
That's how we're going out.
You're still talking?
And thank you for
movie's
listening. And the movie's over. And that's it. We'll catch you here next week, guys, when we watch the 1963 movie The Sadist, which is available on iTunes, or not on iTunes, on Tubi. And if you don't watch it or listen to the episode, we'll completely understand why. All right. Goodbye.
Thank listening to the Bad Movie Night Podcast.
Bad Movie Night.